با نام خدای بزرگ و مهربان و عرض سلام و ادب. Hello, good afternoon everyone. دوستای عزیز، امروز در کنار خود آقای جان متن در کنار خود داریم. جان متن فردی است که خود کاندید کرده در منطقه درهم ریجن شاید شما از نامش شنیده باشین. منطقه های ایجکس، اشاوا، پیکرینگ، یعنی طرف ایست سایت درهم ریجن میگن که بخش عظیمی از هموطنان عزیز ما اونجا همیال زندگی میکنن و جان متن فردی است که در اون منطقه فعلا خود کاندید کرده و حتما یک گریتینگز یا یک احوال پرسی، یک سلام علیکی با شما خواهید داشت. Hello, Mr. John Mutton, and good afternoon. It's nice to be with us. How are you?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, and I'd like to say salam, and I would like to welcome all the viewers, and I'm very happy to be here today.
Tonight, all the Afghans from Umid TV 24 listening and viewing you. So, as you said, salam alaikum, and you have more greetings to them.
Yes, well, I'm very pleased to be here. I've been working with the Afghan community for some time now across Durham region, and we have some wonderful plans working together with the community, and it's just so great to have a station where we can actually get out to talk to the viewers directly in Durham region and directly to the Afghan community.
I appreciate that. So we have more questions. Let me introduce Nuria John too. Nuria John is, Madina John is my friend in ما میتونیم که این برنامه را شیر با یکی دیگه سوالاتی که از آقای جان متن داریم با هم شیر بپرسیم. مدینه جان خوش آمدی.
تشکر.
How was your day so far?
It's going good. How about you?
Very good. So can you introduce yourself to viewers?
Hi, my name is Medina and I'm part of the organization Children Without Borders with Nuria.
Okay, John Mutton, you would like to ask the first question or I should? Okay, go ask the first question.
So what qualifies you for this role over the candidates?
Well, one of the things that qualifies me is I was the mayor of the municipality of Clarington I was elected for about a decade, and I was elected from 1997 to 2006. I actually was on the G8 representing Canada in several places across the world with respect to fusion and fission technology. I've had significant experience. In the private sector for the past 12 years. I've been working not only across Canada and the United States, but internationally as well, on projects that would actually bring infrastructure improvements and efficiencies to cut taxes. But what separates me from all the other candidates beyond my experience in these matters is the fact that I'm the only candidate that's campaigning to cut taxes in Durham region. And in the year 2000, when I was mayor, I made a promise that I was going to cut taxes, and I did it back then, and I'm going to do it again.
Wow, that's really good.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mutton. I would like to ask the second question. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Okay, you have mentioned here cut the taxes, good local jobs, building better transit and roads and safe communities, and also some others. So can you please give us more information with details?
Well, one of the things that we have in Durham region is that most of our residents are traveling outside of Durham region for employment. We are a net exporter of job, not a net importer of job. So we are a bedroom community which provides significant pressure on the road networks. Obviously, you've seen 401 is it's crawling along. So what I plan to do is attract more business into Durham region. One of the ways to do it is right now Durham region has one of the highest taxes in Ontario is by cutting the taxes. I'm also pushing for the new nuclear build at Darlington Nuclear Generating Station. This is going to provide 14,000 years of hours of employment for the person years of employment for Durham region residents and skilled trades. It's going to provide for all those jobs when Pickering Nuclear Generating Station comes offline in 2024 to be able to migrate into the Darlington one. But beyond that, we have to attract the types of careers and jobs into Durham region where our residents can live, work, and play within the community that they live in. So some of the economic development that we see coming through is like the Durham Live project, which is going to be like mini Las Vegas. It's a $1.3 billion investment into Durham region that's going to have a lot of careers and a lot of jobs. What we found through a labor market study is right now we have university and college graduates that are occupying the entry-level positions, and what that is doing is forcing those folks who don't have the educational level into homelessness and into poverty, because obviously the university and college grads can't get jobs at their level. So it's one of the things I want to do is we will increase our economic production, and we will be able to locate more in the Durham. And it's not just by cutting taxes. We have significant infrastructure lands that are not serviced right now. They're ripe for development, and we don't have the water and sewer services in there. So I plan to invest some of Durham region's $1.5 billion that we have in reserves to service those lands, and then we know that we've got lands that business are going to come to in Durham region.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, Madina, I'd like to ask you a second question.
What topic do you find most urgently that needs help?
There's no question it's cutting taxes. You know, when you take a look across Durham region, 4 of the 5 municipalities in Durham region, 4 of the 8 municipalities in Durham region are within the top 5 tax communities in the Greater Toronto Area. Oshawa is the highest tax community in the Greater Toronto Area. The taxes are out of control. And the problem is that they are spending money on services that are not mandated to provide. They are spending money, they're duplicating services. I'll give you a very prime example. They used to do legal services in-house for Durham Regional Police. It cost them in the neighborhood of $700,000 or $800,000. They contracted it out, and now it's costing in the neighborhood of $5 million. So there's certain common sense items that we have to put on the table, and to take a forensic look at what we're spending in order to concentrate on the services that were supposed to be provided under the Municipal Act, such as roads, such as health, such as ambulance, such as social services and social housing. And we have enough money in our pot that we can provide those services at a way better level if we get out of the businesses that we shouldn't be in. Durham region has historically tried to be all things to all people, and they have spent money in certain areas that the provincial and federal government should be spending their money in, but Durham region came in and they put their money in there. It's an ongoing cost when we can't even provide the basic services that we need that we're mandated to provide. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's the most important item, is cutting taxes in Durham region.
Thank you so much, sir. A third question I have. The Afghans are watching us around the world, on Ontario, especially on Durham region, Ajax, Oshawa, Pickering, and East Side. I'm pretty sure they'll like this interview and they'll like your programs for future. So, who can vote you? Exactly, do you want to know? Some of them are PR, some of them they are citizen.
Yes.
So who can vote you exactly?
A citizen or a PR absolutely can vote for me. And the municipalities that make up Durham are Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa, Clarington, Brock, Skugog, and Uxbridge. And I know that we got quite a few Afghans that actually live in the Uxbridge area as well. So they're the folks that can vote for me. And we've had significant inroads within the Afghan community and a lot of Afghan functions, and we're actually, one of the big items that I'm really excited about is we're talking about creating a sister city with Durham region and Afghanistan. Something where we can have not only trade and looking at obviously products and goods, but also skills trades, areas where we need expertise that you have in the sister city in Afghanistan. We can learn from them. We can also add our expertise to Afghanistan and help them in those areas. And at first there'll probably be a trade imbalance, but as I see it moving forward, both communities will thrive, and there'll be a better integration with Canada and Afghans, especially Durham region. I think we want to be the model to follow about integration with Afghans.
Absolutely. So at this point, I'm requesting the viewers, the Afghan family, that they are in Durham region, in each side, please vote John Mutton. He is the best guy ever I seen. So you will get the vote from Afghan community. I'm pretty sure of that.
Thank you.
Do you have any more questions?
Yes, a lot actually. In what way will you impact Durham positively once in power?
Well, I think my immediate plan is going to be cutting taxes immediately. We have a huge homelessness issue in Durham region, and we actually have 28 palliative homeless people. This in Eshaawa alone. This means that these folks are homeless and they are near death. And we need to address that issue right away. So I've actually had a roundtable and brought in all the service providers on homelessness, and we're looking at putting together a program, an umbrella group, where we know that if there's a bed available in Whitby or Ajax, that if there's overcapacity in Eshaawa, that we know we can transfer somebody that. So we want to look at eradicating the homelessness issue, and I'm immediately going to have the Durham region also is becoming rapidly a violent crime area. We have had a 17% increase in violent crimes, and I'm going to have an entirely new police administration. An administration that goes back to community policing, and I'm not sure if viewers are familiar with the broken windows concept, but when Rudy Giuliani used to be the mayor of New York City, he brought in the broken windows concept, and what it means is that if there's any graffiti or if there's any garbage or litter, that it's immediately taken care of, and that there's no proliferation of the type of thing that would create crime. And putting more officers on the street, and I've made a commitment to building a new Ajax police station. We can do all of this stuff and cut taxes, and it's going to be my priority from day one.
Wonderful, awesome. So I can announce today that October 22 is the day of success.
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure.
I hope so.
Okay. What distinguishes you from other candidates running?
Well, I think the most important thing is that I'm cutting taxes. I think another thing is that the experience I've had, not only previously by being mayor in the public sector, but also being in the private sector, working on infrastructure projects across Canada, USA, and some in Europe as well. So the other candidates, although all good candidates in their right, and I think that they don't have that type of experience. I've been involved in the best practices across municipalities, so many municipalities. I've seen what works, what doesn't work, and they don't have that type of experience and the ability to put the plan in action. And Durham region has one chance to get it right because of the growth that we have, and we can't afford to have on-the-job experience, and we can't afford to have an old boys club type of mentality going in there that everything is fine and dandy. We need change.
Yeah, and also, dear friends, there's the election day is on Monday, October 22, 2018, this year. You can vote by ballots at Eshaawa, Whitby, and also Carlington.
Yes.
And the good and easiest way, you can vote by mail. Yeah. They can vote by mail.
So the mail's already out in Uxbridge, Brock, and Skugog, North Durham. They already have their ballots, so they should be getting them back in. And then in Pickering and Ajax, it's a internet and telephone vote, and it starts, I believe, on the 15th. They can start voting on the internet and by the telephone.
If you feel it is cold and you don't have the right and you don't drive, you cannot go to vote, just vote by telephone. The easiest way.
That's it.
Yeah. In your home, just vote by internet and by phone. Okay. Do you have more questions?
Yeah. Are you familiar with the issues residents of Durham experience with that other municipalities may not experience?
I think so. The one of the things in Durham region, Durham region is very unique because we're the energy capital of Canada. We have 2 nuclear power plants. Durham region sits on the edge of Lake Ontario. We have so much fresh water. So we have so many advantages in those areas. We attract business to Durham region because we can offer water at a cheaper cost than most other areas because we have Lake Ontario right at our doorstep. Our Durham region has an extremely well-educated population, in part because we have 2 universities, the college, and we also have the nuclear power plants, of which have brought in a lot of scientists into our area. When you take a look at other municipalities, they're facing some different types of pressures than we are. All of them are facing the issue of taxes, although Durham hasn't dealt with it properly. The newest issue we do have is homelessness, and but one of Durham's greatest problems that other municipalities experience, but more so in Durham right now, is the entire issue of moving people and goods across Durham and the GTA, especially if most of our folks are traveling. You should not be spending the majority of your life sitting on a bus or sitting in a car going to work. That's not the quality of life that we want.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, next, Medina.
How will you increase the job opportunities in Durham?
And this is the more than 100 people question.
Yes, well,
Important question.
the job opportunities are going to increase from the new development that we're going to attract. We will not attract development while our taxes are so high. People look at Durham region, they say, oh, I'd like to come out there, but the taxes are too high, and your land is not serviced. So we service the land, we cut the taxes, and we've created the climate for that type of economic growth and prosperity. We have the education in Durham region with the university, with the colleges. We have the 407 now, we have the 401, we have the 35-115, we have major highways. We're sitting in a perfect technical location. The growth is coming east. We just need to make sure that there are careers and jobs for people that are there that are not simply entry-level positions. And so that's the key for us, is attracting those types of business. I have several contacts that I think when we start doing things like the Afghan Canada, when we create our own, maybe it'd even be a summit, and we start attracting business like that and investment into Durham region. And one of the problems that Durham region has is red tape. It takes forever to get a development application through. You go to any of your friends that have been building in Durham, and they'll tell you about Ajax, they'll tell you about Clarington, they'll tell you about how long it takes to get a development application through. Sure. That red tape's got to be cut, and other areas are doing it a lot better than they are in Durham region about keeping the door open for development.
Okay. Yeah, Marina?
And this one is it's very important for students. What are your plans for tackling public transit in Durham and making it more accessible?
Oh, this is really good. I've heard that a lot from the students. So, first of all, Durham region increased their transit costs for students by, they almost doubled it last year. I'm going to roll it back. I'm going to put the transit costs so it's affordable. I'm going to have a kids ride free program similar to Toronto Transit Commission. We're going to be creating a red-eye bus from Pickering Town Centre to Scarborough Town Centre, from Pickering Town Centre to Scarborough Campus, University of Toronto. We're going to reduce transit times. We're going to lower the costs, but that doesn't mean we're going to lose revenue. We're going to increase revenue because we're going to have more transit riders. So there are very simple plans that have been put in place. Like, I'll give you my great friend of mine, Josh Cole, who is the chairman of the Toronto Transit Commission. He and I spoke about putting, the transit plan, and they're short buses, we're short riders. So I said, why don't we do something at the Scarborough Pickering border where we run transit on and off over the border, increasing our ridership, increasing our fares, and they just need the service level increase because they don't have enough buses. So these are amazing ways to have a better transit system. When you look at North Durham, this is so North Durham, they're very upset about their transit. They have an empty bus that drives around. So Brock Township, for instance, they pay $1 million for 25 transit riders average per week. That's $40,000 a person per year. We could buy them a brand new car.
Yes, exactly.
And here's a brand new car. So we need to take a look at the rideshare programs like they're doing in, I believe it's in Innisfil, that they're partnering with Uber and Lyft and doing rideshare programs and looking at having our transit, having red-eye transit service to the college, to the university, and also having a transit service put in for our hospitals, for our seniors. And those types of things and those types of loops can be developed. We just need to think outside the box and be more visionary in order to develop a better transit.
Absolutely.
But for the students, we need the students. The students are the most important people on the transit service right now. When you're a student and you're taking transit, they're the future transit users. And if it's not a good service, they're going to resort to cars. And we know that we need to, transit is essential in order to get cars off the road to reduce gridlock. So that's an excellent question, and we need to cut the cost in half for students.
And last but not least, how will you improve the lives of students residing in Durham, etc.?
Well, so students have a hard time getting jobs because the jobs are being, we have, I said, university college grads taking some of the jobs that otherwise would be available for students. Increasing the transit service, increasing jobs, increasing connectivity. One of the things that I found is that the students really don't have any type of connectivity outside of the college or university. And we need to work with the college and university to show that there's programs available. If you're a student in Durham region, you have full access to any of the community services and to any service that we have in Durham region. So education is key. So us educating the students and saying, here's what we have to offer for you is so important. Every new student that comes into Durham region should be given an information package from Durham region and the city that they're residing in saying, welcome to Durham region. While you're here studying, here's what we have to offer. And we hope that after you get your education and your degree, that you can stay in Durham region, live, raise your family, and find good employment here.
Absolutely. I think the questions are finished, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. What's your message at the end for all the viewers?
Well, my message at the end is that I care deeply about Durham region. I've lived here all my life. 25 years I've been either elected a mayor, a community volunteer, or a business owner. I want to cut your taxes. I want to make services better, the core services better for our community. And I want to do more to integrate culture and diversity into Durham region. And on October 22nd, I am the only candidate that will be able to provide that for them. So I'm hoping that they vote John Mutton.
Please vote me.
Yes,
Don't forget to vote,
please, John Mutton for Durham Regional Chairman.
We are here, so we're still waiting for your response. و دوستای عزیز و dear viewers, today was today's show. Mr. John Mutton, thanks to being with us. It was my pleasure to talk with you.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thanks, Medina.
No problem.
و دوستای عزیز، این بود برنامه امروز ما. تا برنامه بعد، خدا نگهدار.